Finally, a massive green arrow. Game week 8 was my best week so far this season. I've got a 1.4 million green arrow, which is amazing for me. It was all due to choosing the right captain this week, but let's focus on the other parts of the team and then we will discuss the premium to say options. In goal, Flecken was my starting goalkeeper, but he missed the game due to illness, and Turner came in and he got a clean sheet, and I finally got my first goalkeeper clean sheet this season in game week 8. It is good to feel that feeling, basically, but yeah, I'm delighted with how Turner played in the game against Crystal Palace. They did not concede a lot of chances, and he's in contention to start game week 9, but we'll talk about that in a minute. In defense, Udogi did his job. He kept a clean sheet against Luton, not attacking returns. This is the first game when Spurs did not score more than two or more goals in one game week, but it was a clean sheet nonetheless. And even though Van den Ven and Romero and Vicario got the points, here the bonus points, Udogi did pretty well, and 6 points. I'm pretty delighted with that result. Fabian Schär, Newcastle conceded 2 goals and he got 1 point, which is a little bit disappointing, but it was time for them to concede a goal, so I'm not worried at all for their clean sheet record. And West Ham are a very good side this season, so I believe that they will be scoring more goals, West Ham, and Newcastle will keep more clean sheets, so I'm pretty delighted with him. And Maciej conceded a goal against Wolves. They did not win and build up on the game that they destroyed Brighton, but 2-pointer from Maciej. I believe in the home fixtures they are a far better team, and they have some pretty easy home fixtures coming on the horizon, and Maciej will return the necessary points. On my bench, Riley and Estupinian are... Riley is not in the group at all, and Estupinian is injured up until November, so 0 points from them. Thank God that none of my defenders were injured. In midfield, I was going for 5 midfielders: Salah, Bowen, Mbeumo, Maddison, and Saka. Saka, another absentee from my team. He has a minor injury. He is absent from the England squad, but he is rumored to be returning after the break, and I'm not pretty distraught by that. They won by 1-0, so maybe 3 points would have gotten from Saka, but Archer come in from him, and 2-pointer, that's pretty okay. Bowen 2-pointer, he did not contribute anything against Newcastle, but I believe with the upcoming fixtures he is going to contribute because West Ham are playing well, and especially on the counter-attack they are a team to be considered as one of the best in the league. And Mbeumo, another blank. Brentford are just not the team right now. I'm still keeping faith in him because he is going to have a good game in the next couple of fixtures, but if they don't show any improvements, I might consider swapping him for someone else because there are a lot of players that can fit in at that price range, especially Diaby. But for now, Mbeumo in game week 8 did okay. I think that he could have scored against Manchester United, but that wasn't the case. I'm not too worried about that. Maddison, he gave the assist for the goal for Van den Ven. Did not get any bonus, but 6 points. It was pretty good overall compared to Son, who got 3 points. Maddison did better. Up front, all of my strikers did nothing. 2 points from each other. Sheffield scored. Manchester City didn't. That was a surprise. Manchester City did not score any goals, but let's be honest, they will keep scoring after the international break, so once again, I'm not worried. And the star of the team is Mohamed Salah, who scored 2 goals, 3 bonus, and 15 points, doubled as my captain, 30 points. I thought that it was the right week to go against Haaland, and thank God that I did, because I would have gotten not so much of a green arrow if I didn't, because Salah is now in most of the template teams, and he, if not my captain, is not going to get a lot of differential points for me. But yeah, overall, Haaland, I will keep faith in him. I need to see how he's performing during the international break. But for game week 8, he was disappointing against Arsenal, but Salah was pretty good. We'll take into consideration how the others are and which game weeks are for game week 8 and game week 9, and which players are good enough. But for now, let's leave the review to here. 450 points, 2.4 million. I know it's not a great rank, but compared to my 3.8 million rank last week, that's a big improvement. And one more improvement of such magnitude, and I will be in the top 1 million, which is the goal basically up until game week 11 or 12 to be there. If not, I'll keep grinding. If you want to follow me on that grind, please subscribe to the channel. All of your help is much appreciated. But now let's go and see how I'm planning to build my team for game week 9. Going into game week 9, as usual, we are starting in the goalkeeper's position. I have 0.1 in the bank and I have not made any transfers yet. And basically, I'm not planning to do so. I will state my reasons here why, but let's focus on the team right now. In goal, I will be opting for Flecken against Burnley, but Turner against Wootton at home is a very strong consideration as well. Flecken is now ill, and there is no return date for him. There are rumors that he will be ill up until November, which is a little bit worrying, but Turner against Wootton can fit in game week 9. I believe Ben Mee will return for Brentford after the international break, and with him in their defense, I believe that they are going to keep clean sheets, because right now they have a lot of players that are injured, that are around the first team, and that's not helping them. A lot of players such as Ben Mee, Shade Tony is out, and Flecken was out, so they're a little bit of shambles. But Henry is out as well from the starting lineup. But yeah, I believe that Brentford will become a stable team once again, and they will keep the clean sheets as usual and as they did in last season. But this game week, Luton at home for Nottingham Forest, Nottingham at home are a pretty good side, so I may even opt for Turner from the start. I'm not so worried that he will be benched, because he is doing well and there is no reason to bench him. So yeah, Turner against Wootton in strong consideration, especially if Flecken is out. He will be playing for 100%, but if he is not able to train for 10 or 15 days, I will be opting for Turner. But yeah, maybe a goalkeeper's transfer is on the horizon, but I will most probably go for Areola. Basically, we have to see, but for now, Flecken and Turner keep their places. Flecken is now in the starting lineup, but I believe that Turner has a strong chance to become my starting goalkeeper, at least for game week 9. In defense, there are no changes as of right now. Fabian Schär against Crystal Palace at home, Udogie against Fulham at home, and Cash against West Ham United at home. So far, I have 4 players playing at home, which is a pretty good feat, because most of the teams are better at home. Spurs attack better at home, so there is an attacking chance for Udogie. Aston Villa attack especially well at home, so much Cash can get attacking return for sure. And Fabian Schär against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are a team that are not converting a lot of their chances. They're having some of their team missing, so there is a little bit of that, a little bit of this. And Fabian Schär, being as nailed as you get in the Newcastle defense, is going to get a clean sheet in my opinion. As you can see, Stupinian is red flagged on my bench, and Riley is just not playing, let's be honest. I planned to take out Estupinian, but when I thought about it, I would like to have a Brighton player after the Manchester City game, and I would like that to be Estupinian, because he is nailed, and when he is back from his injury, he will be nailed once again. If the injury turns out to be worse than expected, I will take him out, but I was not going to play him against Liverpool. I was not going to play him against City. The only game that I'm missing is in game week 10, and from game week 11 onwards, yes, he should be fit according to FPL timetables. And that's why I don't see a reason to transfer Stupinian in and out and in. I think it's a waste of transfers. Right now, I prefer to save my extra transfer for maybe an attacking player not playing or something like that, or an injury coming from the international break. We have to see. But most of the players are well fit, and I believe that their injury record speaks for themselves and there won't be any major injuries. Let's cross our fingers. But yeah, I don't have anyone from defense on my bench that can come in, which might be an issue. But with those 3 defenders being as nailed as you get, playing for teams that are good defensively and offensively, I'm waiting for a Fabian Schär goal such as he delivered against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. I'm waiting for a turn from Cash and Udogie when they're in my side. So basically, I'm well equipped for the game week 9 coming our way after the international break. So for a first team selection, that looks pretty alright. If you have any suggestions, what should I do with my bench in defense, please share them down in the comment section. I would like to have a discussion with you, but for now I'm keeping that defense, and I think it's a pretty strong defense, and there won't be any issues playing the three guys and choosing between Flecken and Turner. In midfield, still there are no changes, but I have to talk about some things. First, Saka. He has withdrawn from the England duty and he is back to treatment in London. So he most probably will be available. And the game against Chelsea is a pretty important game for them. So they would like to have his service and be at his best. So I believe that Saka will start there. If not, I will have another bench option who is going to be Archer. But for now, Saka is in the starting lineup. Bowen against Villa. Bowen is doing pretty well away from home this season. Last season he didn't score, I don't think, any goals away from home. But this season he is scoring for fun. He scored against Liverpool. I believe against better oppositions he scored as well. I am not remembering the name exactly. But yeah, Villa are a good side at home. But I believe that West Ham will score at least one goal. They may concede 5, but they will concede 1 Villa. So yeah, I believe that Bowen will be involved in that. Mbeumo, a home game against Burnley. I believe it's time for Brentford and Mbeumo to bounce back. Burnley are not in a pretty good situation as well, but I believe that Brentford are just better and they will be getting a win there. And I finally hope Mbeumo will score at least a goal or make an assist or some returns apart from a clean sheet, and they're not keeping clean sheets. So yeah, no yellow cards, a return from Mbeumo, it's what I desire. Maddison against Fulham. Maddison is facing one of the better goalkeepers in the league, being Leno. So I believe Leno will rack up a lot of save points in that game week. But I believe with the deliveries of Maddison and his long shots, he is due to return once again. He is doing well. He missed 15 minutes of the end game against Luton because of a precautionary change, because he was rumored to be having a slight issue before that game against Luton. I believe now in the international break his minutes will be managed and he will come injury free to face Fulham. And the final guy here is Mohamed Salah. He's not going anywhere. The game against Everton is always tricky for Liverpool. Everton might lose every game in the season and they will still be a match for Liverpool. That's just how it is. I believe that Liverpool will need points because they lost 5 points in the last 2 game weeks and they need to bring up the pace once more. So Salah will be up to his usual best. And I'm strongly considering him for captain option. We need to go to the forward section where we will discuss the captain option as well. But for now, I believe those 5 midfielders will bring me a lot of points. The only missing part here is Diaby. If Saka is injured for more than 2 or 3 weeks, I will most probably bring Diaby because I want to have that Villa portion in my side. I will be without an Arsenal player, which will be an issue, but we will have to manage without them. But for now, those 5 midfielders remain. I will closely monitor them, and next week when I build my final team selection video, I will be giving you all the thoughts that I gathered during that 2-week period. And let's hope that Saka is returning to training and we have more information than we have now. But now let's jump to the striker force and let's see who is going to be my captain in the first team selection. I don't think that I'm surprising anyone when I say that I'm keeping Alvarez and Haaland. I believe that the fluke against Arsenal will not repeat, and Manchester City, after losing 5 points as well, just like Liverpool in the last 2 fixtures, will need to pick up the pace, and who else better to score than their 2 strikers. I believe no one is coming back from injury, and Alvarez and Haaland will be as nailed as they get. As you can see, I'm opting for Haaland as my captain because Brighton are so leaky in defense. They're making a lot of mistakes, especially when playing the ball from the back, and I believe that Haaland and Alvarez will capitalize, and I believe it's time for Haaland to bring back the goals that he didn't just deliver as at his usual pace in that short span between international break number 1 and 2. But I believe that international break after it, Haaland will be back to his usual form, and I expect 2 or 3 goals against Brighton in the game week 9 fixture. The other option here is Salah, but as mentioned, Everton is always tricky for Liverpool as a game, and I don't want to risk it, even though it's at home, even though that Everton are leaky. I believe that it will be a slight risk to do so, but either way, I will have the points if he delivers, and I will have the captain points from Haaland, as he is returning to his usual best. Archer is on my bench against Manchester United. He is my only option outfield. So if Saka is rumored to be out but maybe in, I will not take him out, because after that there are some easy games for Arsenal and he will be back into the side. And Archer can cover for him, even though it's a home fixture against United. United are not pretty good this season. They are conceding goals. So Nana is not keeping a lot of clean sheets or gathering some save points. So yeah, Archer can come in at any time basically. So I'm pretty delighted with my draft looking like that. I'm saving the transfer as it looks like right now, but if something major happens during the international break, I'm here to react. But for now, guys, I'll be going back to drawing board to create the best team possible for Game Week 9 and to prepare a video for you. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye!